News with Gina.
The news with Gina Grad.
Well, some really good, fairly breaking Ryan Newman news. As of this morning, the good news was that he was apparently talking after his horrific crash. And now the latest is he walked out of the hospital. Walked out of the hospital. There's a picture of him walking out with his daughters. There's some footage. And he's doing pretty damn well. Newman was listed in serious condition, but doctors say it's not life-threatening. They don't know. There's no timetable when he's going to be returning, to race. It's certainly not going to be this week, but he's up.
Good. That was a horrific crash, and glad he's up. And man, you really got to thank that safety barrier, because he went in that car. As I looked at it, he went not only straight into the wall, he went a little more than straight into the wall. He would have been dead before that wall was invented.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
You picture him in traction with like the neck brace and all of his limbs in a cast. No, walking out.
It's also crazy, as I was looking at that safe barrier, it only sticks out from the rock concrete hard one about 36 inches. It's not even that much. You need that give. Yeah. You need to have it give. You can't have it be... You can't stop permanently. It's just got to give.
And one of the things people don't think about is when your body stops, your innards keep moving.
We were talking about that.
Talking about that.
And you can tear your aorta that way.
That's what we were talking about. That's how most people die.
Deliberations have officially begun in the Harvey Weinstein rape trial. Judge James Burke gave the 7-man, 5-woman jury, quote, detailed legal instructions on Tuesday on how to decide whether or not he's guilty. Earlier in the morning, Burke said,
look at him.
slapped a gag order on Weinstein's defense team after his lead attorney, Donna Rotano, wrote an op-ed piece asking the jury to acquit the producer.
Oh, my God.
Assistant DA Joan Aluzzi-Orban said to Newsweek that it was completely inappropriate and asked for Weinstein to be remanded as punishment. Weinstein is charged with 2 counts of rape, 2 counts of predatory sexual assault, 1 count of criminal sexual act. He claims all of this was consensual. And while entering the courtroom, he told reporters he was feeling good. But I know you mentioned this about Garrigus. Legal experts think he'll be acquitted or it will be a hung jury.
What did Garrigus say?
That's what Fox Business is saying.
Yeah, that's what Garrigus said.
Yeah.
He called it on Cosby, too, but then they went back and retried Cosby. You know, it'd be a fun thing to do? Get all the white heterosexual males I can together, have us all go into, like, a big box electronics store, like with the OJ trial. You know what I mean?
Like Best Buy, like it's on all the TVs.
And we all just gather up in front of the town, and then if he's found not guilty, we'll all start hugging and going and saying, whoa! Yeah.
Thank God!
We run it's all OJ. We just do the exact same black people did with OJ, but we get a bunch of heterosexual white dudes to do that. We're hugging and we're crying. And there's TV reporters there, and I'm mopping the tears, and guys are jumping up behind me. And
finally one of yours, Adam.
We're all just cheering and fist pumping and high fiving. Wouldn't that be awesome?
That would be awesome. I had a thought the other day.
That would go viral.
It would go viral, but think about this. Gina was watching the Aaron Hernandez three-parter, which was really really fascinating and compelling. And I was thinking about your Raiders, cockfighting sting, how to ensnare, a large percentage of criminals. Maybe not 100%.
We put the sign out front of the Coliseum that says "Free Cockfight, Raiders fans only," and then we snare everyone who comes in.
Not 100% of the people who walk through that door are criminals.
99.
Statistically, it's 100.
It's over 98 for sure. An update to that, or another coast. You want to snag some criminals on another coast. The Aaron Hernandez documentary, when Aaron's being arraigned and he's brought in, he's been handcuffed and everything. Pats fans just lines up, "We love you, we love you," and they're chanting.
There was a lot of them.
They're all on video. Find them; they're still alive. I promise you that. Find them, round them up.
Well, I don't know if it's
we love you, Aaron.
It might be in.
Play that at their funerals.
I think I said it in working on I'm Your Emotional Support Animal, which is available now for pre-order on Amazon. But I think I mentioned in that book, I've written so many books, I've talked so much, I can't figure it out anymore. But I said, what I'm going to do is arrange a sting, like the Coliseum with the Raiders fans. Yeah. I'm going to do it with an OJ-esque police chase. I'll pick a big celebrity, Like maybe Snoop Dogg or something. He's being chased by the cops. It's all going to be staged. We'll get an actor in a custom van. He'll look like Snoop Dogg. We'll have LAPD. And we'll have him go through all there. And everyone who comes out to the street, everyone who leaves out. First thing first, it's Wednesday and it's noon. Strike one. What the fuck are you doing watching KTLA? What are you doing at home?
Let alone lining the streets.
Now you're piling out in the street. You've made a sign out of a Schaefer box and a Sharpie, and you're standing. You are getting arrested. Yeah. If you go hit the bridge or hit the streets or get out of your car and start honking the horn and waving at the. I'll have the bird in the air. I'll have the whole. We'll stage the whole thing. Everyone that comes out of their house. That's it.
What you couldn't have pulled off in the Michael Jackson days at Everland.
To be fair, in the day of all the technology, you just get facial recognition on all those people and just keep an eye.
Tracking.
That's the news van. I have all wired up. It looks like a news van, but it's really just getting everyone's facial recognition, and then the summonses start going out the next day.
Innocent.
That's right.
I want those people rounded up.
That's right. I do. I want to round it up. There's your batting average for deadbeat dads and welfare frauds and stuff would be just through
Very
the roof.
High. Hall of Fame level.
No.
Yeah.
Governor would be a hero.
Yeah. And I'm not, by the way, I feel the same way about the bait cars. It's like, listen, you can't park that car in that neighborhood and leave keys in there. That's not fair. It's like, no, you don't have to be a criminal. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the keys were in there and the window was cracked. Like,
so keep walking.
That doesn't mean you have to steal a car.
Yeah. Not your car.
You put a briefcase on the passenger seat. It's like, okay, you're engaging in criminal behavior. This thing. Well, it's like, well, you shouldn't have had a crossbow in the house if you didn't want him to shoot the wife. It's like, well,
you
have to do that? Yeah, I know.
The only ones I feel a little bit sorry for sometimes are the Johns that get on the billboards.
They're just out for a good time.
When we talked to a guy in Loveline a million years ago, he was just like, the guy feels sorry. Well, first off, stealing the car is not a victimless crime. Like, number one, there's a victim there. But also, Loveline, many years ago, Drew, I don't know if you remember this call, but the guy just lived in Hollywood, and he was sort of a single dude, and he's kind of a sad sack. And on a Friday night, he was walked down to a liquor store. I think he was just going to go. I remember him being on one of those little streets by Hollywood Center. I rebuilt an apartment building there a million years ago. It's a real sad little part of town. He's living alone. He said, I just walked down to Hollywood. I was going to go to a little corner store and get a 40-ounce or go home and drink it. And as he's walking down the street, the policewoman dressed in the high heels like, hey, you want a date? And he's like, yeah, I do want a date.
More than anything.
Okay. And next thing you know, he's being arrested. And I'm like, he can't fucking do that. Sad sack's
like
getting himself a six-pack.
Like me with our van of prostitutes in Times Square.
Yeah.
Oh, right. You were so polite.
I was.
That was like 3:10 in the morning.
Yes.
Yoo-hoo! Dr. Drew! Those women are in need of assistance. It was basically
damsel in distress.
Keep walking. Grab me by my hair.
No, it was like that Julie Newmar, Queen of the Desert, or whatever. Sure. There were like 6 of those piled into an Aerostar, like by the side of the road, and Drew walked right at him.
Hedman the Angry Inchline's out.
That's right. Yeah, sorry. There's Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, and then there's
2 Julie Newmar. Thanks for everything.
I knew you know.
You're 2 Wong Fu. Thanks for everything. Love Julie Newmar.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, what else?
Okay. Drew Carey has lobbied for the improvement of domestic violence laws. On Tuesday,
now he lobbies.
The Price is Right host tweeted a link to a Change.org petition demanding lawmakers reform legislation to protect women from violent ex-boyfriends. As we know now, Carey's ex-fiance, Amy Harwick, was murdered. Her estranged boyfriend stalked her on Valentine's Day, sneaked into her Hollywood Hills apartment on Saturday, and allegedly threw her off a 3-story balcony.
Drew, you must have some contact with this person or know this person.
Dr. Amy Harwick.
I did know her.
Yeah.
You must,
How'd
right?
you know that? I must.
It's a small town.
Yeah.
You're both doctors.
I didn't know her
doing
well.
This business. Yeah, I know she's not a doctor. I know she's a physician, but I mean...
I was at a birthday party once where Drew and she was at once.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And she's very lovely. Lovely person. And everyone liked her that was around her.
Yeah.
Almost everyone.
So I wonder... please, Ryan. But they were engaged.
Yeah.
At one point, yeah.
And then not.
Wait, are we talking about?
Thanks for the math. Yeah, they were engaged.
Yes.
Right, but then no more. Right. But,
Hence the word.
but she broke off. I'm guessing he broke it off with her. I'm
believe so.
assuming. Or you say no.
I don't know.
Normally when you have the super rich guy and the gal and they get engaged and they break it off and the guy's talking about how much he loved her and stuff, he probably broke it off. And then I'm always this thing where it's like, oh, she was the love of my life kind of thing. I'm always a little like, well, why'd you break it off
Right,
then?
then why
But
aren't you together?
you can look it up, Kaylin, but I'm assuming he broke it off.
Makes sense.
Makes sense, but we don't know. Either way, then she gets hooked up with the bad guy, and then is he trying to kill her, or is he like just enraged and rushing at her, and she falls over the...
I think they had broken up also, right?
Yep.
And then he was coming back for her, and I don't know.
Well, and she had a restraining order against him that had expired. I don't know
Like
how
that
much that
day.
piece of paper
Like,
made a
yeah.
difference. Yeah, but technically it had expired.
She had an interesting history. I think she had something to do with the porn industry, and she was sort of a sex therapist, right? Isn't that her?
Yeah, she was in a documentary about
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
There's, you mean one of those like after porn things?
It was called like
Sexting or something, right?
yeah.
I looked it up.
All right. Anyway, say
Yeah, so sign the petition. It's a hashtag justice for Amy, AMIE.
And how about better anti-stalking laws too?
And that's let me tell you exactly what this is for, so it doesn't just sound like platitudes. This is what they want: no expiration date on restraining orders, mandatory counseling for stalker abusers, and allow victims to live stream testimony in another space rather than be in the same courtroom as their abuser. So those seem reasonable. Yeah.
Reasonable.
Good for
do
Drew.
that.
Sign up.
A different couple. Al Pacino's now ex-girlfriend has revealed why she broke up with him.
Wow.
Any guesses?
She didn't like somebody yelling all the time.
Well, speaking to an Israeli magazine, Weeds actress Maitel Dohan admitted that it's hard to be with a man so old. Continuing by saying, I tried to deny it,
Refreshing.
but he's already an elderly man. Now, I've looked up her age, and there are some conflicting reports. So she's somewhere between 39 and 43. Pacino's 79.
Wow,
And she didn't
she's
stop,
79.
Yeah, she didn't stop there. She also says, how can I say this politely, that he doesn't like to spend money. He only brought me flowers. And then they broke up after a fight.
I apropos to not so much this, but I was thinking Drew Carey called off the engagement. Okay, well, that's
There you
something new for some reason. But you hear about all these stars, and then you hear about all these politicians, and then you're hearing all this Bloomberg stuff and how he yelled at everybody and all this kind of stuff. And I just realized, I think if you just talk to every single person's assistant, you would know exactly who they were. Like if you were thinking about voting someone in office or dating someone, all you need is 5 minutes with their assistant, ex-assistant, whomever. Some talk shit, some are a little nutty, but I mean, you get a pretty good take. I feel
You
like
need a sample.
your assistant knows more to the core of who every one of these guys had an assistant at some point or has an assistant. They know your core better than anybody else. That the coworkers or the ex-wife or the whatever, they don't know as well as the assistant, because the assistant has to give you bad news all the time.
They'll send you at your worst.
I just
Right.
think Matt the Porcelain Punisher and your original Matt would have different Carolla interpretations.
Well, I think we'd have to make sure, Porcelain Punisher, that
Hey, come on, how about a new mat, huh?
Yeah, new Matt. We'd have to make sure that they were sort of calibrated as normal. Because my old assistant, I fired him because he told me he didn't like my tone. And then he wanted to know why I was firing him. So
I'd like to talk to him.
He was sort of miswired, but I think
Jay and Matt would give
Matt's
you a pretty
a basic wired guy.
Hey, I don't mind your tone. I love your tone, boss.
That's right. That's right. No, because what the assistant does, assistant all day just gives you news like, oh, yeah, so-and-so canceled, and then so-and-so you sent the email to misinterpreted and sent over the wrong thing, or we sent the guy to the place but didn't have the stuff, but they said they had the stuff. All they do is tell you a bunch of shit that makes you want to break a pencil. And if you start screaming at them, then you're probably not going to be a good mayor or good governor or good president or whatever it is.
No.
I want to, and if my daughter was dating some rich guy or something, I want to talk to I feel like that assistant feel like you talk to that system, you'll know everything.
Well, and it's not just emotional. Think of technological. Matt has access to all your emails. Ooh. You can find a lot out about somebody with their emails. I don't know if yours are scorching hot gossip, but we could definitely find more out about a person.
I've made fun of your shoes a few times.
Oh, my flip-flops.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about
really
that.
about the flip-flops. It was why is she wearing flip-flops.
Yeah, no pedicure. I understand.
So Matt's privy to all that stuff. And I can be a little petty. Not mani-petty, but just petty-petty.
Yeah. We should get Matt drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Put him on the mic.
That's fun.
All right. So she'll be missed and good for Drew Carey.
Yes, exactly. Dozens of women have come forward to accuse fashion mogul Peter Nygard of rape and sexual abuse on the heels of a federal lawsuit last week that charged him with drugging and assaulting young girls. If that name doesn't sound familiar, he's a Finnish-Canadian fashion executive. He founded Nygard International. It's a company based in Winnipeg that makes women's wear. The lawsuit accuses the 77-year-old of operating a sex trafficking ring. This is going to sound a little Epstein-esque, and luring at least 10 disadvantaged teens to his mansion in the Bahamas with the promise of fame and fortune, then raping them and forcing them to engage in fetishes that apparently were called pamper parties. He denies the allegation.
Does that mean diaper?
It's either like, do we lavish gifts upon you or do we put you in a diaper? I don't know. But the actual report said it was like degrading, depraved, and I took the hyperbole out, but they're pamper parties.
Part of the problem is the way this guy looks.
Yeah. Ever since Roy left, Siegfried's been a downward spiral.
If you're going to buy an island, I need to know what's going on that island. Because as far as I can tell, raping seems to be the number one activity on islands.
You suggested pedophile a long time ago.
I did. And because these guys, I mean, remember, didn't David, the magician,
Copperfield?
Didn't Copperfield get into some kind of island-based trouble
had an
too?
Island, yep.
Let me explain why guys buy islands. They don't do it because they're into coral and sea dollars
or
clearing their head
or above the board activities.
No, it's essentially I'd like to be able to do what I want to do without the neighbors peering eyes over the fence or any jurisdiction or in a lawless land. You know what I mean? Like, you buy that island. I don't know how many times you hear the story like, well, the guy bought an island because he had a place to take his wife and kids and hang out on long weekends. Like, it never seems that. It's you get celebrities and politicians and you go to the island and then you start importing gals to the island. But there's nothing goes on that island that has to do with sea life or vacationing or anything else.
Marine biology.
No, it's a place where you can get away with stuff, right?
Pamper parties.
It's pamper party. Yeah. Also, it's a weird thing. How many guys are into women's fashion? I mean, straight guys create women's fashion. It doesn't.
Good business.
I know, I get it, but it seems like it's a
like
weird
being a hairdresser,
passion.
but think about it. You're going to be all around a bunch of women, and you're going to be the only straight guy there.
If you are the straight hairdresser. Yeah, no. It's the advice is sign up for drama in high school, son, not the football team. You'll spend a lot of time with sweaty dudes on the football team. You spend a lot of time with hot ladies with daddy issues with the drama.
Amen.
Over there.
Someone told me he wanted to became an actor for that reason was Gregory Peck. Told me that.
That
makes sense.
At Berkeley, he said, so all the girls were there, so I would start.
Makes perfect sense.
That's fantastic.
Isn't that funny?
Well, and also, it's so sadistic because you think of like, you've seen these, crazy runway viral videos where they're in like, latex pencil skirts and 9-inch heels. Women wouldn't design that for their women. You wouldn't put a woman through that.
And also, they look like they've been roofied. Like the idea is to have this. Be dead, have a 5,000-yard Vietnam vet type of stare, have no expression on your face whatsoever, just keep walking. And
no trauma.
If you hit water, turn around, you're leaving the island. All right. What else we got?
A little bit of an Astros update roundup. We got into most of this, but some of it bears repeating. Because of the cheating scandal and the ideas that teams around the league are going to want revenge, as Brian mentioned the other day, a sports book is now taking action on the number of times members of the Houston Astros will get hit by a pitch this year. And as of now, I believe the over-under open at 83.5.
83.5 was, most of the sportsbook had it. I would hit the under pretty hard if I was listening.
Be careful because, and as I mentioned, the Major League Commissioner says that get-even beanballs will not be tolerated.
Yeah, there's going to be a crackdown, and this doesn't account throwing at, like, you can throw behind the guy, and that sends a pretty clear message, you know what I mean? When they throw, like, right over your head or right behind the guy, like, there's not going to be that many. There's going to be a lot of guys hit, but it's not going to be 83.
Well, first off, these guys are armoring up the side of their body that faces the pitcher's mound now. Here's my take. You may have the thing with the Velcro and the pad, the thing that, I think it was something like Russell Crowe wore in Gladiator. Somebody saying, if you're going to go ahead and go full Gladiator at the plate, fine. You got to wear it around the bases. I don't need you and your valet standing at first base. Hold on, let me get my Sherpa. Yeah. I'm going to undress here.
Yeah.
No, you put on all the padding you want. So be it. Just like in the NFL, put on whatever you want, but you're running.
Right.
You run the bases with that. You're not allowed, because a lot of these guys just pad up so heavily on that side of the plate, it doesn't even matter anymore.
Really peaked with Barry Bonds in like the early 2000s. He would go up there with just the crazy armor because he would crowd the plate and give him a huge advantage.
Right.
Which I was thrilled about as a Giants fan.
And it doesn't give you an advantage running the pads. But my argument is, hey, it's on. Once you walk up to the plate, it stays on until you come around.
Yep.
All right, one more, Gina Grad.
All right. Well, here's a fun one. The Party Foul. That's a restaurant in Nashville. They're offering a Bloody Mary. What's the big deal? It's a Bloody Mary. The thing with this one, it's called the Brunch for Two, and the picture alone is worth the story. It comes with the following.
Oh, my. 2
whole fried Cornish game hens, 55 ounces of Bloody Mary, 8 pieces of fried okra, 1 split avocado. So it's literally an edible drink. It costs $50. Hightail it. Run. Do not walk to Nashville for the Brunch for Two. Usually it's like, who cares? But that looks delicious.
My question is, how's the Bloody Mary?
Yeah.
Just mix.
Does it taste good?
Well, it's a sodium bomb, the whole thing.
Yeah, it's got Cornish game hens.
Well, I'm guessing you take the food off and place it on a,
Why?
Yeah.
But why is it? Where's the connection with the Cornish game hen and the Bloody Mary? I think
it's just brunch, like fried chicken.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel Cornish game hen doesn't feel brunchy to me. But I don't know.
Nashville's going novelty.
Yeah.
Their food has gone a little sideways.
I may have a talk with them.
It's always the hottest chicken, the spiciest this. So
right.
People are literally like, becoming incontinent right there at the table.
I think you have a Nashville date on the calendar, if I'm not mistaken. I think I saw that on the calendar coming up. You got to try this when you go out there.
I'm going to need to talk to somebody there because I'm going to explain to them. Like in California and in L.A., we used to be able to just get Italian food like lasagna, spaghetti and meatballs, and then some asshole had to get all fancy. And now we got a pile of shit with pine nuts in it, and it sucks. You guys may be going this direction as well. And I'm here. Do not hip yourself out of a good meal.
I'm cutting you off.
This isn't that, but it's
a harbinger.
It's a stepping stone drink, like marijuana is, right?
It's a gateway.
It's a gateway drink. Like you guys are getting real close to fucking up Italian food. That's how I can tell.
Hard to do that.
It's hard to do, but we've done it here in L.A. There's nothing better than old school Italian, and we started getting all kinds of different experiments in our Italian food, and we fucked it all up.
Hey, I have a question. Can you put that picture back up again? This is for Gina Grad, especially. See her dress?
Mm-hmm. Leopard print.
Cheetah, right?
Yeah, cheetah, sure.
When the F did every woman have to wear an animal print that is either cheetah, leopard, or zebra, or snake? That's every dress, everything, every shoe,
You're right.
every scarf.
It's a great question.
It is bizarre. Adam, you've noticed this?
I know, and it's weird because they claim to love animals, but all they do is wear them.
It's very Golden Girls to have an animal print. I can't sign off on it, but you're right. It is everywhere.
And also, if real fur is bad, then what's fake fur? Like we outlawed candy cigarettes because it's kind of a weird message, And everything having an animal print on it, like kind of a weird, and the chick's probably vegan,
and, why snake, cheetah, leopard, zebra?
Ask Peter Nygard.
And often not even in their natural, like that's a natural print, but often it will go red or blue.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
What is that?
I wish I could answer that for you.
It's
I don't know.
Everywhere.
I know.
And I'm like, no one noticed overnight.
And you guys, if we spot a dude with the leopard print, anything, we immediately announce he's a douchebag. So
Can't hang with that guy.
Can't hang with that guy. All right, let's bring it home.
You got it. I'm Gina Grad, and that's the news.
That was the news with Gina Grad.